Previously on Batman, the Gotham City is in chaos. Batman's alternate persona, the Batman of Zur En-Arrh, is controlling everything in the fail-safe body, along with the help of Daniel Capcio, Batman's old mentor, and a new clone of Bruce Wayne, the new Robin. They captured Damian Wayne, along with several criminals of Gotham City, as Zur's plan is to alter their minds and return them to their sanity. So while the other Bat heroes are fighting fail bots and protecting their city, Batman unites his family, all the Robins and Nightwing, as he needs their help to destroy Zur and end his reign of terror in the name of Batman, and Bruce has a plan to end it. So while the Robins silently enter inside the Black Gate, Batman and Jason go up against Failsafe, give Nightwing and Barbara enough time to bypass the security and destroy the mind alteration device of Zur. But still, even with his special armor, Batman is still struggling to keep up with Zur, and during the fight, Zur kills Jason, but it activates the Failsafe consciousness as the android was created to kill Batman if he ever went rogue, and as Zur's mind is in Failsafe's body, so the android overtakes Zur's control and shuts him down permanently. It was all Batman's plan to take out Failsafe Zur En-Arrh, and Jason is also alive. But there is one problem that Batman needs to solve: his clone, the younger Bruce Wayne, who is now all alone in this unknown world and struggling to find his identity. Welcome to Comics Tube YouTube channel. In today's video, we will review chapter 149 of Batman. You can get the previous parts on this playlist. So if you guys are new here, please subscribe and turn on all the notifications to never miss any future uploads. Please like, comment and share. All the text and images are owned by its respected company. You can support them by purchasing it digitally or from any offline stores. It's been 2 weeks after the Failsafe Zur En-Arrh event. The Gotham is returning to its normal state. That means the crime rates are also increasing. One thief puts his gun towards a man in the crime alley. He is about to pull the trigger, but then he hears a voice telling him to drop the gun. But that burglar ignores the threat and he is about to kill that man. But before that can happen, the burglar gets smashed in the face and knocked out, and it is the clone of Bruce Wayne, the new Robin. But he is not alone. Batman is also here. He tries to calm him down, but driven by rage and anger, the clone charges at Bruce, blaming him for killing his father, Zur En-Arrh. Zur has did many bad things, controlled this entire city, manipulating Bruce against his own family. But Bruce admits he was a part of him. His plans, no matter how twisted, they were still his. And right now, he has to make it right. He has to make everything right. And it starts with the clone. And Bruce assures him there is no need to worry. He is here for him. So Bruce takes his clone to his new house, runs some test on his brain pattern, and he figures out Zur gave all of his memories but partitioned them to make him obedient, follow him without any thoughts. And Bruce fears the weakening partitions are a symptom of something else. Zur accelerated his aging in order to have him ready for fighting. But Zur didn't have anything to stop the aging process. He is getting older at a rapid rate. But Bruce promises the clone he will do everything in his power to stop it. Zur must have had a plan to halt the aging process, but the clone stops him. He realizes his father didn't care about him, and Bruce knows it as he shares his memories now. His father was just going to let him age out and die and create another clone to take his place, an endless supply of nameless, disposable Robins. But Batman tells him he is not a Robin, his name is Bruce. But then their conversation is interrupted by Damian as he needs to tell his father something more important. So Bruce leaves his clone and talks with Damian. He informs Bruce that the military took Zur's body from the prison. So right now, instead of holding hands of that clone, they should be get that body back from the military. So Bruce tells Damian the Zur persona was wiped from Failsafe body. They will get it back, but it's not an immediate danger, as right now that young man down there is scared and aging rapidly, so he can't let him just die without trying his best to save him. It's what they do. So Damian tells his dad he will investigate the robot by himself, and he leaves Bruce with the clone. Slowly but surely, Bruce is gaining all of Zur's memories, and it's horrible being confronted with what he has done when he was in Zur's mind. So right now, he has to take it and fight through it. So Bruce takes Tim to a jungle where Zur created his secret hideout, and Bruce wants to investigate it to find anything that can help his clone. But Tim asks him, why does he bring him here when he can do this alone? So Bruce tells him to keep an eye on him. He knows Zur is gone, but he keeps expecting triggers in place like this, something to bring him back, or worse, he has spent so much of his life with absolute clarity but now without Zoor, it is feeling weird. So Tim tells him this time they have caught him. They are here by his side, and having doubts, it's just called being human. He get used to it, but the situation with the clone is getting worse, as now he is as old as Bruce is. And while talking, he then sees at Bruce's mechanical hand. So Bruce tells him it happened after Zoor gave him his memory. He was fighting another reality's Joker. He was slow, but that Joker wasn't. Bruce keeps the experiment, but nothing is working. His cells are still accelerating way too fast. He just needs better equipment. But the problem is, he doesn't have enough money. So he thinks maybe he can reach out to other Mr. Terrific, who can help him with his gadgets. There has to be a way. Something Zoor knew, something locked away in his memories. And then something strikes his mind. So Bruce arrives at the Wayne Enterprise. Everyone gets shocked to see Bruce, as they thought he is dead. So Bruce tells the woman in the front desk to hold all the calls and visitors for the next half hour, and he enters inside his office room, tries his best to remember what Zoor did in his absence, and then he discovers a hidden shelf with a computer, and by accessing it, Bruce gets shocked as Zoor had all of his money that Bruce lost in the recent years. Sometime later, he returns to his house but finds Tim and Damian outside the house, and they inform him about a small incident. Bruce gets scared. He runs inside the house looking for his clone, and he sees the clone has cut his hand off. He is much more weak and older than the current Bruce Wayne. He tells the clone that he secured the money. He is going to use it to cure his condition, but the clone says he is dying. In a couple of weeks, no part of him will be worth saving, only his hand that Bruce lost in the fight. Many days have passed. Mr. Terrific joins the family. He gave the best equipment in the world, but still they couldn't figure it out. He prepared some consciousness upload, but neither of them wants to live in a mortal shelf anymore. The clone is in dying stage. He is old and struggling to speak. In his whole life, he lived the memories of Bruce Wayne, but now he needs to be home. He needs his own memory of it. So Bruce takes his older self to the Wayne Manor, which is now owned by Wendell Savage, and they are standing in front of his parents' graves, the Waynes and Alfred Pennyworth. There are good memories here and also bad, and the clone wishes it would have been nice to have made some new memories with all of them. But he is grateful that he has Bruce's memories, opening his home and heart for the boys. It's a good life, a life of helping and being helped, and the clone lives his final breath and dies peacefully. In the night, Bruce sees the bat signal, and it is Savage. He tells Batman last week he saw he visited his old house, so he's giving him an offer. Batman and his little army can continue their war crime in his city, but it needs to be quiet, so all Batman has to do to listen to Savage and do it without any question, and in exchange, he will get his cape back and also the manor. But before Savage can finish his words, Batman blows out the bat signal and punches Savage in the face and warns him he's going to take him down. He can keep the damned house. 2 days later, Bruce invites all of his family, including the Titans, for a family meeting, and he invites all of them to their new home. He is going to convert all the surrounding blocks into affordable housing, space for charitable organizations, and in the center of it all, Pennyworth Manor, their new home, and he needs all of his family members to build this new place, helping each other for a better future. At the night, Bruce digs a grave for his clone, and he is joined by his lover, Selina Kyle. He becomes so much happy, and they laugh about their life as they don't have any normal lives. They talk to each other after a very long time, and Bruce wants Selina to be with him under one roof, a home for everyone. Selina also wants to see what Bruce has planned for their future, and with the upcoming unknown journey of the Bat family, the chapter 149 of Batman comes to a close. So which part you like the most? Please let me know on the comment section down below, and please like this video and do subscribe, as this will motivate me to make more contents. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.